Hey, do you use reflection as part of your personal development, self-discovery, or developing mindfulness? Because if you are not, then you're missing out on this incredible tool that can massively accelerate your growth. So if you haven't been using it, then stay with me, because in this video, I will share with you why reflection is so powerful and how you can use it in different ways on your personal development journey. Hey, this is Tomas from okaysnotenough.com, helping you become the best version of yourself and create a more exciting and more fulfilling life. And before we go any further, if you get some value out of this video, press that like button and don't forget to subscribe, because I'm releasing new videos every single week. And now let's talk about the power of reflection. And I usually talk about it briefly in my monthly goals updates videos, but because the videos are just long enough as it is, I never go into too much detail about it. And because it's such a powerful tool and it's been so essential and important on my personal journey, I decided that I will create a video where I'll tell you a lot more about what reflection is, why it's so useful, and what are the different ways you could use it and how you can reflect on different areas of your life. Well, let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're winging it in your personal or your professional life? Do you feel like you keep making the same mistakes? Or do you simply feel like you've plateaued in your personal or professional growth? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then you should consider reflecting regularly, because it has so many benefits. A recent research into the power of reflection showed that when employees spend 15 minutes at the end of their day reflecting on their performance, in just 10 days, they showed 23% improvement in their performance in comparison to people who didn't reflect at all. That's pretty incredible in just 10 days. Another study in the UK found that people who used their commute time to reflect and plan their day were significantly more productive, happier, and less burned out than people who didn't use their commute time to reflect and plan. How do you spend your commute time? Well, that's all great, but how do you reflect? First of all, try to make reflecting a habit. Find a time and space where you can reflect regularly. First thing in the morning or before going to bed is usually a great time. Commute or lunch break works really well too. Simply pick a time where you will be left alone and no one will be bothering you for a few minutes. Now let's talk about different ways you can use reflection. The first way you can use reflection is for reflecting on what's going well. And this is one of my favorite kinds of reflections. Not because I'll be basking myself in my wins and successes, but because it helps me appreciate and acknowledge them. When you reflect on what's going well, it will help you become more aware and identify what you've done well that caused that. And when you know that, you can replicate that. Look, any kind of success, win, or breakthrough is not a coincidence. If you've made it happen, you want to know how, so you can do it again. Great questions you can ask yourself are, what's going well and why? How have I contributed to it or made it happen? What can I learn from this? The second way to use reflection is to reflect on what's not going well. Equally, when something is not going well in your personal or professional life, you want to know what role you've played in it. Mistakes and problems are usually a great opportunity for learning and improvement. You don't want to just shake it off and head forward to make the same mistake again, do you? Great questions you can ask yourself are, what's not going well and why? How have I contributed to this? What lessons can I learn from this to not let it happen again? The third way to use reflection is to reflect on how you feel. It's so important to check with yourself regularly on how you've been feeling. Many of us tend to march forward just because we feel like we should, and we ignore the little signs our body is giving us. Or sometimes we even forget why we've started in the first place. So to check on your emotions, here are a few really good questions you can ask yourself. How have I been feeling lately or today? Is this how I want to feel? What made me feel that way? What's missing or what has changed? How am I dealing with it? How can I be dealing with it? The fourth way to use reflection is to reflect on your attitudes and thinking. Now, this one is powerful because whichever way you feel, whether happy or sad or lazy or excited, you've made yourself feel that way. Yes, I know there is a whole world out there that you have to deal with, but the way you feel is purely your result. It's purely your creation. How come? Well, it's because of how you are interpreting the situation. What meaning do you give it? What story you wrap around it? And how important you make it. You see, the world out there in its essence is meaningless, but it's us interpreting it, it's us giving it meaning. So if there is something you feel strongly about, and I assume if it's positive you want to feel more of it, and if it's negative I guess you want to feel less negative about it, reflect on what are the actual facts and what meaning or story you've created around it or you've given it. When you realize that you're really a creator of your own reality, it gives you incredible freedom and control over how you feel and really what sort of life you live and who you are. Here are a few questions you can start with. What are the facts about what's going on here? How am I making myself feel this way? What's my attitude towards this, and is it helping or hurting? How do I want to feel about this? And how can I look at this to feel the way I want to feel about it? When you reflect regularly, you'll be amazed what kind of things and thoughts and realizations come up. It really has been absolutely irreplaceable tool on my personal journey, especially on the journey of self-discovery. I cannot encourage you enough to spend a few minutes a day, or at least a few times a week, to reflect on your life, to reflect on yourself, what's going well, what's not going well, about your emotions, feelings, about your attitudes, and especially the way you think. It will be worth every single minute. So that's it. That's all for now about reflection. I hope it's been useful. If it has, don't be shy and press that like button and press the subscribe button as well, so you get notifications about my upcoming videos that I'm preparing for you guys. They will be really great. I'm super excited about all the content that I've planned to share with you in the remaining few weeks of 2019 and 2020 as well. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate your attention and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.